happen. You could pick either side to do the muscle groups, and then the other side we're going to do with the face. So, like I talked about before, when you started, we should have been measuring and making sure everything lines up. So remember, the width of your face is 5 eyeballs. So from the outside of your eye to the eyeball, middle, eye, and the other side. You can also take paper and measure and make sure everything lines up. Put a little notch. That's a really good technique. Okay? So what we're going to do now is you should be able to see the skull underneath your paper. You should be able to see the skull underneath your paper. And I'll do this side so we can see. Or would it be helpful to do both sides? Huh? I'll do both sides. Okay. So let's pretend like this is the front of my booklet. My NAMA booklet. So just like we did with the muscles, you're going to just lightly, outline the structure of the head only, the outline of the eye. And then you just need a line where the teeth is. You can put a little notch for it right there. I'm going to do both sides to help. So I know some people pick different sides. So the same. How does this go down? There we go. The same. So I outlined. Pretend like this is my booklet. The same mapping that we practiced on Monday is going to apply. So everybody should have their booklet out in front of them so you can see. Remember we talked about, we divided the skull in half vertically, then we're going to divide it horizontally going through the eyes, right? So you can draw that lightly. Remember the distance between the top of your head and the eye line should equal the distance from the eye line to the chin. Okay? And then halfway from that eye line to your chin, we divide that again, and that's where the bottom of our nose will lie. Remember, the nose socket is right here, but that's without the cartilage. Our nose, the bottom of our nose actually comes down further away from our socket. And you can even put your fingers up on your nose and feel that. So the bottom of your nose is actually lower than that socket, okay? And then our mouth is perfect alignment. Remember, 1/3 down underneath where that nose is. That's where the top and bottom lip are going to touch. And remember we talked about the eyebrow laying on top of your eye line. So we know that our eyebrows are going to be here. And then this is the top of our ear. And the bottom of the nose is going to be the bottom of our ear. So see how I'm doing everything lightly? So I can go back in and do my features. And you're going to adjust this as you're looking in the mirror. You're going to be adjusting this to your features. Okay? What your face looks like. So in this demo, I'm going to be using the mirror for my face. And I'll do it for myself. Get the mirror adjusted quickly. You want to make sure that the mirror is positioned straight in front of you, because if it's at an angle, you're going to see your features wrong. We can turn the lights on here in a minute. Sorry, trying to get this. There we go. And so we talked about as well, the eyes are 5 eyeballs across. So 1. I think this is a helpful technique when you take the paper and kind of measure. Okay, so 1, 2, not including the ears. So now I know that my eye will be right here. And if you didn't get the placement right with the muscles, don't worry about it. It was just to get the idea of where everything's at. And it's nice that we draw lightly because I can easily erase those lines for the face mapping. So now I have my eyes, and I have the bottom of my nose. Remember, the outside of my nose will fall directly underneath the inside of my eye. So now I know my nose is going to be right here. And then this is going to be my mouth. So remember, my pupils will line up with the outside corners of my mouth. So now I pretty much have a pretty good outline. This represents the back of my head. Remember, our hairline is 1/5 down. So my hairline is going to be right about here. Okay? So notice how I have a pretty good general outline. It's lightly drawn. Don't want to forget my neck. Remember, the neck starts the outside of the eye. This is when we're looking straight on. So I have my neck, and I'm going to actually put my hair in front of it because my hair is covering it. So now that I have my outline going, now I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm going to be slowly building up medium tones. Just like we practiced drawing the features, you're going to start building up medium tones, and just like how we started at the beginning of the semester when we did the contour outlines of our hands when we were holding the objects. We're going to do the same thing now for our facial features. So we're going to be doing just a light outline, looking in the mirror straight on, and you want to get in the habit as you're looking in the mirror, try not to move your head around a lot, just constantly looking up and down, keeping your head still, and I'm just doing an outline of those shapes. Remember, we talked about the nose as a ball, and then our nostrils are 2 balls on either side, and then we have our nostril underneath. You can see a little bit of the bridge of my nose right here. And then I have my eye outline, so I can start to draw the outline of my eye. So drawing eyes, thinking about so I'm just doing a light outline, including my eyelid, which I have on top of that eyeball, my eyebrow, which I've already outlined here. Eyebrow usually starts right here on the inside of that eye. And I'm not doing it dark, I'm just lightly outlining it. And then my eyebrow comes straight out to here. So I'm just going to start looking at the shape of my face. This is the corner of that skull, but I'm going to make it look like the way my face looks right now in the mirror. Looking at the shape of my face. You're adjusting it to what you see in the mirror. And I can actually, I pulled my hair back so I could see it. I'll add my ear for you. So I have the hoop. If you have jewelry on, you want to include all of that too. And I'm just like lightly outlining so that I can easily erase and make any corrections I need to. So I have the outline here for my lips. This is where my lips are going to touch. So I'm going to wrap my top lip. And my bottom lip. Chin. And then, of course, my forehead. So paying attention to the shape of my hairline, which kind of comes a little bit square. And then I have my hair coming back over. kind of swoops over my forehead like that. All right. Good outline here. So now, after I have my outline, now I can start building in my midtones, just like how we did in the demo for the facial features. Always avoiding making it too dark because I can go back and make any corrections. I don't have a lot of light on right now, so it's going to be kind of dark. And today you guys are going to learn how to use tortillons, which will make the process speed up. You're going to also use your erasers to create highlights. So I'm going to show you real quickly how this tortillon will work. And I'm going to put shadow on the outside of my nose. That bridge. Underneath your nose you have a shadow. Underneath your eye you have that shadow as well. All the way down. Your top lip is generally, even if you have lipstick, your top lip is generally darker than your bottom lip. And the reason why is because your bottom lip usually protrudes further out, and then you have a shadow underneath. So if you guys notice how I'm avoiding using outlines, and all of the shading creates those lines and that value. So in reality, we know that my face is not this dark. Nobody's face is going to be this dark. But we are translating the way that it looks in value. So if I were to take a picture of my face, and I'll do that right now to show you, and convert it to black and white, and this is helpful to do anyway. So, see, look at how the value translates. This is the value I'm trying to imitate with my pencil. Okay? That's how, when it comes to art, that's how we are translating value. We know in reality nobody's face is that dark. So tortillons, they look like this. I have many different sizes. Please do not unravel them. All it does is break them. You don't sharpen them, and one of the biggest problems that people have is they use this as a pencil. This is not a pencil. This is to help you blend and smooth and get really fast transition. So you have to lay down value like I've just done here first. This sometimes, yes, will have leftover pigment or graphite, but you need to use the tortillon. So watch what the tortillon does. Okay, so this is going to help me build up that value really fast. I got all of my midtones in, and I can actually just use my photo right now so you guys can see better what I'm doing, since it's hard for you to see. So I'm going to come in inside my eye socket is dark. Look at my forehead. So there's a little bit of light transition there. In my nose, I have the outside of my nostril on the ball of my nose here. And then it looks different in the photograph as I moved in the light. So there's kind of a shadow underneath my cheek. And then I have my lips. So see, I'm matching the value. And I want you to start with a mirror, but I don't mind if you use reference with photos as well. But the whole goal is to learn how to do it from life. With the hair is the same way too. So I'm actually turning my pencil to the side so I get broader strokes. And my hair is dark, so typically I'm going to build up that value a little bit darker. And this is actually reverse. I I don't know how to flip it on my iPhone. I'm old, so hold on, I gotta take my thing off. So I'm gonna try and keep those directional strokes. So with hair, wherever it's dark, I'm gonna make it the lines darker, and then wherever I have that part in my hair, it's pretty dark here in that part, but then there's a highlight. So I'm gonna leave that the white of the paper, and then my Tortillon can help that blend. So look at this. So get that nice soft value. See how fast this goes? And then there's always like on that hair length, a little bit of that. Okay, now. There we go. Alright. So now that I have all my midtones established, I could do more. Now I can come back in and I can use my eraser. I have small erasers that you can use to get details, the pencil erasers. And you use these just like a pencil. I mean, just like your Tortillon. Pressing down lightly will help you get more subtle rubbing. Instead of like pushing down hard, you can like use the eraser almost like a brush and brush away areas that need highlights. And then I can start, once I feel good about the way things are looking, I can start coming in, and no Sharpies. We're going to stick with graphite only. Now I can come in and start laying in some of those darker lines. So with eyes, usually your eyelashes are a little bit, makes it look almost dark on the top of your lid. And then you, on your eyelid on top, and then if you notice right underneath my eye, it gets pretty dark. It's that drop shadow, so I want to build up that value a little bit here. I can always come back with my Tortillon and kind of build that up. Take away. I can also, if you notice, my eye is not pure white. It's lighter in color, so I can actually start erasing and building up that value. If that's too dark, don't worry. You just take your eraser and blend that away a little bit. Huh? I'm not trying to show off. So, also another thing that's going to be helpful is try not to make straight lines all the time. You notice shadows are always uneven. So I'm constantly erasing, constantly building up that surface, going back and forth. Try not to worry about what anybody else is doing around you, because you can get really wrapped up in what's happening on your paper and forgetting about, just try and be focused and notice how I'm constantly going back and forth and building up. So if you notice here underneath your brow, everybody should be able to see the skin underneath their eyebrow. So if you see, I have a pretty sharp, where my eye socket is, there I have a pretty sharp shadow, so I built up that shadow. Then I'm going to come in with directional lines. I'm going to come in, and I'm pushing down, but then letting it kind of go up off the paper, so it looks more like a realistic eyebrows. Your eyebrows usually are darker. All of our eyebrows are different in shape. Mine are kind of light and thinner. So I'm slowly building up my eyebrow, and then it kind of disappears in that highlight on that edge. A couple areas here where it gets darker, so I can actually build up right there on that edge. Okay? And it's constantly going back and forth, back and forth. Shadows here. Just anywhere I see those shadows, I'm going to keep going. Because this is underneath the bridge of my nose. And I'm just going to start, I'm just adding in that value. Looking, like I said, I want you to look at the mirror. You can look at, take a picture of your face and look at that reference photo as well. With the hair, I have the medium tones built in. Now I can come back in with my pencil and make darker lines to show darker portion of value. All hair is just build up of directional line and value, and paying attention to the way that your hair curves. You can also take your eraser and you can erase where you see highlights. You can draw with your eraser. Okay? So we're going to keep going. If everybody can, I'm going to turn on the light so I can see better. If you don't have a phone, I would be happy to let you use my phone so you could take a photograph of your face if you need help looking in a mirror. So, but this is where we're trying now, so you guys have some sense of where all the features belong. On the edge of your mouth, there's also a little bit of a shadow. That's like a pucker where the two lips meet. I mean, they're a little too dark, so I can see how I'm rubbing that away. I'm going to come back in now with my eraser and start to erase. And wherever those highlights are, also think about the edge of my face. So right here on the edge of that eye, there's a shadow. Shows this outside of my face, cheek and chin. And underneath your chin is a pretty dark shadow, so you're going to put that in. I have all the tortillons up here. Whenever you're ready to get started. Everybody, you want to get in a comfortable position and get situated so we can begin drawing. So all it is practicing. The more you practice, the better you're going to get. Huh? And I just did this show you, you can always come back and fix anything. Don't feel like you've made a mistake. If you need help with features, I can help you with features. Who? My water, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I've gotten them as gifts. So I'm trying to pay attention to that side of my face. You're adjusting it to what you see in the mirror. And it helps to look at things like from further away, or like even taking a picture of your drawing and looking at it upside down sometimes helps, or looking at it in the mirror. Pay attention to your lines. Like I have a crease underneath my eye here. All these little characteristics will help, kind of highlight all the unique aspects of our face. All of our faces are different. And think about, building up that value. It's all about value. So just like the features that we've practiced in the packet, that's what I'm trying to get you to practice with on your paper. So notice I've come back with my lips and I've pulled out any highlights. Usually your lips they're not, it's not one thick line. It's usually darker in the middle and then on the edges. Instead of outlining your lips too, you can, if you want, if it's darker on the edge, you can even take your pencil and kind of build up those shadows. Everybody can draw, it's just practicing. The more you practice, the better you get. Mm-hmm. What? Yes, I should write you a pass. Two channels right here. Here you go. And eyelashes are the same. So like for my eyelashes, I only see it dark, like right here in the middle, a little bit on the edge. That's about it. Notice how I'm using the edge of my eraser, and I'm just gently smoothing it out, and that's going to help me get those subtle transitions, so it looks more realistic. If I want a harsh outline, I can, using that edge of my eraser. But also using the edge of your pencil is great. And notice how fast the tortillon will help your paper move, or the graphite move on your paper. So you can build up really fast value. Pay attention to your hairline too, because hairlines are never like flat. You'll see like little flyaways. Like everybody's hairline's uneven. It's never just one straight line. So even if it's curly, I'm going to stop for now, but